Bless, 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 bless. Hope everybody's blessed out there, having a good day. Got a couple stuff I want to talk about. I'm gonna mix them up. I wrote them from 1 to 6, but I'm just gonna mix them up. You know what I mean? I like to be unconventional. You know what I mean? I like to be too repetitive. I don't like to do things the same. I like to switch it up all the time. So what I'm gonna start with is stop waiting on something and be the something. You know, a lot of people, you know what I mean, they sit back, you know, and they're just waiting for this so-called leader to emerge. You know, they're just waiting for this for all these things to happen for them. You know what I mean? You gotta make things happen, you know what I mean? And you know, you gotta be that leader. You gotta be that person that has to step up to the plate. You know what I mean? And you know, don't ever think that you're not significant, because everybody has a gift, everybody has a blessing, everybody has certain attributes that is beneficial for the world and beneficial for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's always good to study yourself, study what you're good at, and once you know that, expand on that. You know what I mean? And being a teacher and a student at the same time. You know, I'm not sure if I spoke about it, but I'm going to speak about it again. You got to be teachable, and you got to be humble enough to listen as much as you like to teach. You see, the problem in the conscious community and with certain conscious people, I'm not saying all, certain conscious people, is that they feel that they know so much that they don't need to sit back and observe and listen to what the next person has to say. And that's a big problem, because if you're the only one that's talking, that means that you're the only one that's teaching, and that's not how reasoning goes. Reasoning goes is back and forth. Knowledge should always be exchanging. When one person is the only one that's is talking and speaking, you know, that disrupts the flow. You know what I mean? So, but when it's both exchanging, there's pressure in, pressure out, pressure in, pressure out. But once there's no pressure coming in and out, then what's gonna happen? The whole conversation stifles, it floods. So always allow that in and out procedure to come into play, and realize that realize that you have to be teachable, and at the same time, you know, allow the conversation to expand. Don't stifle it. And the reason some people the reason people fall short in advancing spiritually is you know, this is my opinion. The reason why people fall short of advancing in spirituality is, one of the biggest reasons is this: you don't want to yeah, sorry about that. You have to claim sorry. Sorry. You have to claim the power that you seek. Okay? You got to claim the power that you seek. You cannot become greater than you are You cannot become greater than you are until you claim the greatness that you want. You gotta claim it. You gotta claim it. In this spirituality, no one's gonna come to you and crown you with certain advancement. You gotta claim it. You gotta trust in the spiritual realms, and you gotta trust the spiritual. You gotta trust the universal powers that be. And there's some people out there say, I never call myself a leader. I never call myself a master. People call me that. Listen, man. You got to call yourself these things if you want to become them. So a man thinketh, so a man becomes. So you got to become the things that you desire. You know what I mean? I don't care how much spiritual books you read, how much literature you know, how much knowledge from the foreign invaders or whatever the case may be. I don't care about that. My only care is that when you communicate with the universe is communicating back with you. That's all I really care about, because at the end of the day, those spiritual books and literatures is only there to get you to a certain extent, because you have to rely on spirituality. That is receiving knowledge and insights without receiving knowledge and insight and wisdom. That's not inside a book. That's coming from the spiritual realms. You see, those books are just to get you to advance you, but you still have to become spiritual enough where you don't have to run to a book or none of this. The information is coming through you. You become the source. You feel me? You become the source. So when I say I'm a master light worker, right? I have the accolades to back it up, because when the universe is sending you numerological numbers back to back to back to back with certain numbers, that is showing you that you're at that level. And when you're doing certain things and demonstrating certain things in the spiritual realms and everything's coming to play, yeah, you're at that level. You're at that level in spiritual advancement when the universe is responding to you. And certain things that you're doing, you're seeing the effects on this physical plane. Yeah, you're on that level. You're at that mastery level, because the average person can't do that. And nature and the universe is not going to acknowledge you unless you acknowledge yourself and claim the divinity to even speak with the universe on that level. You feel me? So you got to claim the greatness. The greatness is not going to just drop in your lap. Right? The greatness is not going to just drop in your lap. You got to claim greatness for greatness to come. You know what I mean? And you gotta work. You gotta train yourself to get at that level. You gotta train yourself, because a lot of people they want that power, but they're not. It's almost as if they're scared to take it. You know what I mean? It's almost as if they're scared to take it. And and what I noticed too, the next thing that's I noticed in the conscious community, and why the conscious community cannot really be what it's supposed to be, is that certain people, they will see a next person's advancement, And they will look at themselves and say, why am I not at that man's level? Why am I not at that person's level? What am I doing wrong? And instead of them communicating and reasoning, they're going to have that shit on their chest. And grudge that person. Feel me? Because they fell short of the glory, the true glory. The true glory is interacting with the universe, and the universe is interacting with you, fulfilling your needs. That is the true power. And if you're not doing that, the universe is not communicating with you, then I don't know what to say to you. Because that is the true power. You speaking something and you seeing it physically manifest within your eyes, that's power. And if you're not at that level, then it doesn't matter how much books you read. It doesn't matter how much books you read. At the end of the day, are these books pushing you to become a more spiritual person? Because if not, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I said it before and I'll say this again. In this spirituality, you have to have a light heart. You have to have a light heart. I reached out to someone in the conscious community, someone that I admired. I'm like, I like the way this person speaks. I reached out to him, seen what I said, didn't respond back. I'm not going to say the person's name, but that goes to show me that something's wrong with him, because you must feel so insecure with yourself that you can't even communicate back with the next conscious fellow. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're all supposed to be doing the same job, awakening those that are on the path of consciousness, of spirituality. So how come is it that when a next conscious person wants to reason with a next conscious person, there's an issue? Let me tell y'all this, because me calling myself a master light worker, a universal master, I can claim to that because I've seen and witnessed the universal power demonstrate its power in front of me. I don't need to prove nothing to y'all. I'm not in competition with nobody. No one. And I will never be in competition with no one, because I'm in a different class. I'm in a different class, and I don't need to brag about it. And I'm still humble enough that if anybody came to me and wanted to reason with me, I'll reason with them. Because at the end of the day, knowledge is infinite. So it's always exchanging. And in this world, these puzzles, everyone has a piece to the puzzle that's within you. So, and there's no such thing as coincidence. People do not come across your path for no reason. There's a reason they came across your path. It was either to get blessed, or get a beaten, or to get spiritually advanced. No other reason why people come across you. I'm gonna say it again. The reason people come into your life is either to get a blessing, a beating, or spiritual advancement. There's no other way. You do not meet people, random people, for no reason at all. No way. So, you know what I mean? And so, some people may think, oh, fuck, he's calling himself this, he's calling himself that, but yet he has this much followers, or whatever the case may be. Listen, I don't need to go out there and harass people and bother people for subscriptions or followers. That's not what I do. I don't need to do that. And last thing, everything is connected. Everything is connected. Everyone is connected. Well, I'm connected to them. And if you're a spiritual person, you're also connected to everybody else. Everything is connected. Nothing is disconnected. Everything is connected, and everything has a life force. Everything has life. The vehicle you're driving has feelings. It has a life. It has, you know, there's consciousness there. Just because it's not talking, but there's life there. Everything has life. If it came from the earth, it has life force in it. Don't you notice sometimes when you wash your car and all of a sudden that motherfucker starts driving differently? No, ask yourself that. I'm serious. Like, yo, something like one time I washed my car, all of a sudden my car start driving good. I'm like, god damn. I didn't even do no tune up or not. This shit driving nice. Why is that? Because it feels good. It feels good. There's consciousness there. There's life there. So everything has life. Everything has life. Everything has a energy force to it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just look at certain things and look at certain people and just say, wow, man, you could be more powerful than you are if you would just control your fucking ego. You would be so much powerful than you are if you would just learn to control your ego and keep your ego in check. It's people's egos that are stunting them from reaching the higher level. It's your fucking ego. If you don't keep your ego in check, your ego is gonna ruin you and ruin your spiritual advancement. And your spiritual advancement is to be able to communicate with the moon and the sun and all the stars, and they communicate back with you. You communicate with nature, nature communicates back with you. You communicate with the universe, and the universal powers that be communicates back with you. That's true power of spirituality, having an impact on this earth, to be able to transmute energy, to be able to transform energy for positiveness and for positivity. That is the true. That is true spirituality. Actually making a difference in someone's life, blessing them. Seeing? As much as you have to put in work, you need to also bless. Also, you also need to bless all those the misfortunate, the unfortunate people that don't have the life that you have. Some of you conscious and spiritual people out there, you are living in fucking big houses, apartment buildings. You got somewhere to fucking live. There's some people that don't even have it like that. You need to be blessing them. You know the knowledge and you have the powers, and you so-called know it. Use your powers for good. Put it to work. Put it to use. You know what I mean? And that's it. And that's it. That's it, man. It's that simple. So I'm not gonna stress about it too much, but that's just my take. And one thing I can say, if I never felt within myself that I'm a universal master, I'm a master light work. If I didn't feel, if I didn't feel like it, I couldn't get those titles. So this is something that you gotta feel, that you know what, this is who you are, and this is what it is. And once you claim those titles, you will receive those titles. So nobody can't be jealous. No one should be jealous at me or saying, why the fuck is this guy calling himself a master? I claim those titles, so I have the right to bear those titles because I claim those titles. You feel me? So a king can never claim. A king can never say he's a king unless he feels deep within himself that he needs needs to be king and he should be king. Because if you cannot sit on the throne if you have any doubts that this is, you deserve to be here. I deserve to wear a crown. If you have any doubts, then you will never successfully rule as a king. You understand? I'm not making nobody label me. I'm not making nobody label me. I label myself. If people want to label me, that's their business, yo. And I've been called many names, and I've been given many titles. But at the same time, I don't let what other people say about me, cloud my perspective of who I am. People been calling me powerful before I knew I was truly powerful. People call me a god before I even knew I was really a god. So I had to come to a conclusion that, these titles, I've earned them because I lived up to it. I lived up to it. And if you're not going through a tribulation in your life where you gotta be using certain spells and certain energy to propel certain wickedness from you, then you're not living that life. You're not living that life. Because at the end of the day, you gotta be using your spiritual powers. Because they're using theirs. And I'd be damned if I go pick up a machine to go defend myself. Because I'm telling you this, in these last days of wickedness, the battle's not going to be totally won with guns and bombs. It's going to be won with the mind. It's going to be won with the mind. Alright? Because at the end of the day, this same mind created that. So what's greater than the mind? Nothing. What's more powerful than the mind? Nothing. So, y'all think about what I said. You know what I'm saying? And y'all stay blessed out there. More life, more blessing, more protection, more prosperity upon the righteous, the light workers, all those that are actually trying to make a difference, all the truth speakers out there, more protection on them, and all those that acknowledge me, that don't want to acknowledge me. It's all good. I hope the universal powers that be opens up your eyes, that you could remove your ego and let things go, and just be in the flow and let things flow. Be in the moment. Don't let petty titles divide what we can truly have if we all come together, conscious mind, spiritual people. At the end of the day, you got your mission, I got mine, but at the same time, we come together, we could do something so great. I'm not into competition, I collaborate. So it's the competition has to be removed from your mind. This is not a competition. The race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure it. The race is not for the swift, but for those that it can endure it. I got nothing more to say. Y'all stay blessed. Bless.